All right, Justin, you just give it a 3, 2 whenever it's going.
We're already going.
Oh, the audio's going?
Yeah.
Okay. Will, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming back to the studio. I appreciate it.
Yeah. 4 days later, right back in action.
The Billy Smelling Salts video went over well, I thought.
I thought it was great. You did a fantastic job.
I appreciate it. It was fun to edit. It's just a different video. It's like a different product review.
Yep.
You just have to, you got to be shocked by it. It's got to wake you up, and you're good to go.
Yeah, we're reaching out to a ton of hockey accounts right now, and they're all pretty excited to do a video because they're like, this is the first time a smelling salts company has reached out to us, so let's try something new.
I've never heard of a smelling salts company ever. I thought doctors just distributed it. So to actually have like a young, it kind of seems hip. I like the colors that you guys chose.
Yep.
I just like how you can market it. It's really cool.
Yeah, should be good.
You got an entrepreneurial spirit in you.
Oh, for sure.
You have your other company, Sauté.
Yep.
When did you start that? I don't want to like explain what it is. I'd rather you explain it. I'm sure you can go into detail a lot more about it. So when did you start it? How did you think of it? And maybe talk about some challenges of getting it off the ground.
Sure. So first, Sauté is a healthy meal prep delivery service in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
So we're making the food, delivering to your door. You put it in the microwave, oven, and you're set for the week.
Yeah.
Most people are getting a handful of meals for the week for themselves and their partner, maybe their kids. We started it 6 years ago, almost.
Gee, oh wow.
Yeah, 5.5. But there's incorporating and getting all the groundwork done. So that started before we actually launched. We launched August 2015.
Did you start in your like house, or did you start like in the actual location where you were?
We started so I'm not a chef.
Okay.
I'm more of a web guy.
Okay.
So Andy Hay and I, a celebrity chef.
He's been on the podcast before.
You're right.
Yeah.
Him and I started it, and we partnered with Dom Rizzio to do all the food production.
Okay.
So we built the website and just like drove sales to them, and they handled the rest. After about a year of doing that, we decided to break out on our own and get our own kitchen.
Yeah.
Did that for the vast majority of our of the business's life, and now we're back. I should stop saying we because Andy's doing his own thing now.
Yeah.
And it's just me as the owner.
Cool.
But I'm back to outsourcing to Scanway. So Scanway makes all the food, and I just handle the web sales and marketing.
So what is Scanway again? Can you explain that?
It's a catering company.
Catering company based out of Halifax, or
Yep.
they're like a small catering company? Okay.
Actually, I would say they're one of Halifax's larger catering companies.
Really?
Yeah.
So how much do they handle other companies like yours?
They don't.
No?
I think they have potential to, but they don't.
It's interesting how like that business model could, it seems like, lead to growth. If you can take part of the huge equation of making the actual food and making it good and making it consistent, I feel like your job is just making things grow.
Exactly. And that's what I always wanted to do. But when I started involving myself with the kitchen production, it just took up all my time. So now I'm finally in a point where I can just scale the website.
Yeah.
So and I'm not necessarily saying that this is the plan, but it's an option to go to other cities and find other caterers to say, hey, can you make our food for us?
Yeah.
We'll just bring you business. So it could be a really fantastic way to grow. Just we're starting to explore that now, so we'll see how it goes.
The food delivery world is huge right now, and I think the healthy food delivery world or the marketplace is so beneficial for busy people, busy families. I don't have a wife or a kid. I got a girlfriend, but sometimes I find myself, it's tough to eat healthy.
Yeah.
It's very tough.
So that's obviously a big pain point that we solve, but convenience has always been number one. We need to be serving healthy food. I think our customers would fall off if we didn't do that.
Yeah.
Didn't offer that. But convenience is a really big piece of what we offer. Just people don't want to cook week in, week out and go to the grocery store and deal with meal prep and cleaning. Like there's other stuff to do. So, and then, so during COVID, things really popped off for us, as you can expect. And, especially when the pandemic first hit, people wanted to stock their freezers. So our frozen sales went through the roof. I'll be curious to know how things go once restrictions lift and people are going to be going back to the restaurants and bars.
Yeah.
That could be an interesting change. So we might have to pivot the business a bit and add more catering services like party boxes so that people can entertain their guests at home, which is something that we're considering. But yeah, no, it's definitely lucky to be in this space because it has been growing.
When you 6 years ago you started it?
Yeah, about that.
How much market research do you do before starting a company like this? Do you just call up friends, cousins, family members like, hey, how much are you cooking these days? What's the market research that you do to start a company like this?
Yeah, quite frankly, I think I did way too much in the beginning.
Did you?
Yeah, I put together something like a 48-page deck on research and planning, and with Billy's, the smelling salts business, I thought of it one weekend, spun up the site, and ordered everything the next weekend, just to try and get a product out the door.
Yeah.
To then do my market research with prospective customers.
Yeah.
Sauté, I did a bunch of upfront work to analyze the market, see who else is doing something like this out there.
Yeah.
So what that looked like was I just looked at bigger cities to find meal prep companies or meal kit services, and mostly just copied them.
Yeah.
And brought it here. Just ripped off and duplicated. And yeah, so after that, I put together a landing page and promoted it on Facebook and within some friend groups, and got them to enter their email and filled in a little survey to say, hey, what do you want in a meal prep service? And then we basically just launched that along with some of our research.
Yeah, I think about when you said like look at other cities, and you think of big cities like Toronto, whatever, Vancouver. And it's like, okay, yeah, there's so many people there. There's so much more business there. And I think of Halifax of starting a company like that. I'd be nervous at the very beginning. Especially, did you have overhead at the beginning?
No, we didn't. And
okay, that helps a bit then.
Don't. That was one thing that I was never willing to do, is invest in a big kitchen.
Yeah.
Just because it's super risky. They cost, let's say, $100,000, and it's a low margin business. You have to pay back that debt over a period of time. It's just like a fairly lengthy period of time, and food trends change pretty quickly. And at least for Sauté, a lot of bigger competitors entered the market, so that could have been bad news for us. And it wasn't. I think they kind of paved the road for us in a way. Like, they spent a lot of money. I'm talking about HelloFresh, putting a lot of money into marketing dollars, educating the market on meal delivery, and Sauté was just always there, so we benefited from that.
Yeah.
But had that have swung the other way, I could have been left with a big staff, a ton of overhead, so on and so forth. So yeah.
When I think of your business, I think of post-sporting events. Like, I remember when I used to play hockey and I'd be on the road, it would just be pizza on the bus,
right?
Wings, bottle of water, and you're like, on a bus for like 4 hours driving home. And when I think of your business, I'm like, wow, there's so much opportunity. Maybe not now because sports teams aren't traveling, but when things get back to normal, I think of just like the AUS, all those teams coming in from Acadia, St. Evax, UNB, and then getting back on the bus and going and eating a healthy meal. I always think of that aspect when I think of meal prep and healthy meal prep for athletes. Have you ever thought of that aspect of it?
We haven't spent much time pursuing that, but the Canadian women's softball team ordered from us for something like 2 or 3 months. So awesome. The entire team and coaches, every meal of the day for a few months, and they needed really high caloric meals,
100%
every day for the entire duration, because they didn't have time when they're working out 3-4 times a day. They don't have time to meal prep or even go out to get food. So we were a great solution there. Someone else also mentioned in the past the idea of catering to some of the shipping fleets, whether it's just like people going out to sea, they're often eating hot dogs and PB&J sandwiches, so something healthier there might be beneficial to them.
Yeah, definitely. There's so many other aspects when things get back to normal that you think about that where people need meal prep. Sports is just one option, but there's so many people that are on the go that are coming in and out. You just have to look at that and think of, there's so many business opportunities in the food business because everyone eats.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, we can go really wide with it, and that's kind of what we're starting to do now. So Sauté has always been a meal prep service, very narrow. You get your food on Monday and or Thursday.
Yeah.
But to grow locally, we need to offer a lot more. So we're going to start offering a 2-day delivery service with a much wider product list. So some grocery items, individual meals versus committing to $100 a week.
Yeah.
Let's say catering. We now have dog food even.
No way.
Yeah. Raw dog food, which is a lot more challenging than I thought it would be.
How so?
Well, dog food, people who are buying raw dog food are heavily invested in their pets.
Okay.
And they seem to be even pickier than humans are. So
I believe that.
yeah, and it makes total sense now. You know, hindsight is 2020, but it's remarkable how many questions and preferences they have for us before committing to a dog plan. So it's just more work than we anticipated, but it's it's all in line with trying to add more value to our customer base, and we're doing that.
That's one thing I think is a great thing about a business owner, an entrepreneur, or whatever. It's setting up an umbrella, which is a company, and then building underneath that umbrella. For example, with our company, okay, great, it started as a podcast. You know, the umbrella was High Button Sports, but now under the podcast, what else do we have? We have live streaming. Okay, now we have clothing. Now we have. It's great to diversify because that one keeps you entertained so you don't get bored, and two, it helps, you know, create new goals for yourself in order to push towards, because you and I both know as an entrepreneur the only thing that gets us up in the morning is a new challenge.
Right.
And like you talked about yourself with the dog aspect, and that being a market, it must be fun and exciting to go after that. Maybe you're not the most educated in it, but you're going to learn, you're going to figure it out, and you're going to sell some product to some dog owners. That's at least for me, that's what gets me excited about my job.
Yeah, well, so Sauté's a brand,
Yeah.
and it's a brand about healthy living and helping people, you know, live a better life,
Yeah.
a healthier life, and that extends to their pets. And so under the umbrella of that kind of mission and vision for the company, what else can we sell? There's a long line of things that we can do there.
Yeah.
We've always stuck with food. Maybe we branch outside of that and get into supplements, or maybe we provide schools with healthy meals, or you know, you can kind of be as creative as you want if you're aligned to that brand vision. I think there's way more value in Sauté going outside the region rather than just sticking locally, which is challenging because then you can't be as wide with your product SKU list. You have to do maybe one or two things really, really well.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Is like, do we just double down and stay local and build a really big business, kind of like a?
Well, don't you have to stay local right now? How you can't expand because of the bubble, really? Or can you?
Well, we can.
You can.
So
okay.
What we could do is go to a caterer, let's say in Moncton or Toronto, and say, hey, here are 10 items we sell that sells through really, really well.
Yeah.
You can offer them on subscription. We'll just bring you the business and you make them and deliver them.
Yeah.
That would be the pitch to a caterer there.
Yeah.
But back to Scanway, like they've just been so supportive in expanding locally that it's hard not to do that. And you know, I have a lot of friends and family locally that I want to service, and I think we can do that. So that's the back and forth that I've been struggling with lately with respect to Sauté's growth. What
do you think the future of grocery stores is looking like? You see that Amazon store?
Yeah. So I think it'll largely be delivery.
You think so? You don't think they'll be going to the grocery store anymore?
No, I think that there's always going to be a place for local markets.
Yeah.
I think the future is delivery and local. I would love to see. So Amazon's great because they provide a really convenient service, but it's what my gripe with Amazon has always been that in order for me to get a product to my door, the product has to be shipped from usually pretty far away.
Yeah.
So if I want to order protein powder, that protein powder might come from Vancouver when it's sitting in my backyard at a local store.
Mm-hmm.
I think Amazon or Shopify or some new company will come around and enable local merchants to get that product to me in a way that's as convenient as Amazon.
That has to be quick though.
Yeah, and that's the challenge. So for a local business to get that product to me as fast as Amazon does, even though it's next door, and to do it in a way that's as seamless as Amazon's, say, mobile app, a lot has to improve.
Yeah.
So we're not there yet, but I think that's where things are going. People are going to want to shop local, and they're going to want to shop from their couch or their phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I still think that there will be, people want to buy from local farmers and local merchants, and markets have been around forever.
Yeah. They're fun.
Yeah, exactly.
There's an element to it that's fun.
So that won't go away, but I think what you'll see is a lot of grocery stores maybe downsize and offer more more delivery options, uh, or move like underground in some ways.
What do you mean by that?
So there's a new grocery company out of New York. I'm forgetting the name of it, but it's called like Fridge No More or something
Okay.
along those lines. And they have a lot of almost like ghost kitchen grocery stores that are taking up really cheap commercial real estate in the basements of buildings.
Okay.
And they're delivery only models, so you can shop from your phone and get delivery.
So very similar to yours in a way.
Yeah, exactly. So ghost kitchens are just an online take to restaurant delivery.
Okay.
So rather than getting your food from a bricks and mortar restaurant like Bicycle Thief,
Yeah.
Bicycle Thief might have an offshoot kitchen in the basement somewhere that doesn't cost nearly as much in rent and operates better from an online delivery standpoint. So I think you'll probably see something akin to that with grocery stores. So Superstore might have a place over in Burnside where they're fulfilling most of their online orders, and their Superstore downtown might be a little more curated and will cost them less in overhead. Now, I can't imagine that's going to happen anytime soon, but that's probably where things are going if I were to make a bet.
How much time are you looking at the marketplace compared to looking at your business and improving it? Because at the same time, looking at your business and the marketplace, you want to improve your business into the new marketplace and where it's going to be in a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is. But, time away from working on your business can, suffer from your business. So how do you split your time between the two?
I would say half, maybe half my time is spent just reading and doing research and listening to experts. And that's not half my working day. I'm not, 8 a.m. to 12 noon just reading and doing research. But in my off time, I'm doing a lot of research, just on ideas in general. And naturally, I'm inclined to look for opportunities for Sauté.
Yeah.
I think it's really important. If you're not reading or listening to podcasts or finding sources of inspiration and further, educating yourself further, then your business is going to fall behind. Whether it's not keeping up to customers' wants and needs, or a competitor coming in and identifying an opportunity that you're not taking advantage of.
Absolutely. That's one thing. That's like the word entrepreneur right now is so. It's very tangible. You can do it. I feel like I don't know if I'd be able to do this job, 20, 15, even 10 years ago. If you want to advertise, you can advertise for free. If you want to promote your own product, you can promote it for free. If you want to do anything, it's tangible within a laptop, and that's it.
So here's an example.
Okay.
Mr. Beast is this famous YouTuber. I think he's number 2 behind PewDiePie. Has 50 million subscribers or something crazy. Makes a ton of money.
Okay.
He launched a burger chain called Mr. Beast Burger in 300 locations within a year. You couldn't do that 5 years ago.
How many locations?
I think 300 in counting.
Shit.
And it's because of this. He doesn't need infrastructure. Or he leans on existing infrastructure, I should say. He's not the one building a restaurant out.
So it's not like the founder, like McDonald's, where they go in, buy the land, and then build it. It's already built, and then he goes in. Okay.
Exactly, and says, "Hey, can you make a burger this way?" And the restaurant says, "Yeah, absolutely, I can make a burger that way. Just put," and he would say, "Okay, just put this sticker on it," and now it's a Mr. Beast burger.
Yeah.
Same thing with setting up an online store. Like the difficulty of setting up an online store in the past meant it involved having your own servers and spending $100,000 on building a website, and not to mention warehousing all of your product and shipping all your product. Now, within a weekend, you can build a website, have another company fulfill, manufacture, print, fulfill, handle returns on your behalf, all for like $40. And so you're cutting out so many additional costs, and there are just so many examples of people doing this successfully that you can again, just rip off and duplicate those ideas.
Especially right now in a time where everyone has a little bit of extra time, a little bit of free time, a little bit of time to think for themselves, a little bit of time to go, maybe I'm not a huge fan of this accounting job. Maybe I can try something else on the side. There's no better time to try something like this. You know, is Billy's smelling salt an example of that?
Yeah, exactly. I just, have extra time on my hands. I want to get creative and
little
do
passion
something fun.
project.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it could blow up. It could sink. I don't know.
But you're trying. You know what I mean? That's the thing. You're going for it. Who gives a fuck if you fail? Who cares? You tried. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not costing me anything.
No.
Right. So, exactly. I thought about that idea like 3-4 weeks ago. The next weekend had pretty much everything stood up. And today we're selling.
See, that's one thing I want to hone in on to everyone that's listening is that you didn't procrastinate. You just went for it. You're still learning lessons. You're still going through the process of building a smelling salts company. Right. That's one thing I think a lot of, you can't procrastinate. Just do it. Just do it.
And just don't be scared of launching a product that kind of looks shitty.
Who gives a fuck?
I don't think it does at all.
It looks great.
Yeah, but it could look better.
Yeah.
And had we have waited until the packaging was perfect or the pricing was right, we would have lost time and potential customers and maybe not gotten off the ground. So we still don't know who we're targeting. Like we're going after the hockey audience. We're going after gamers. We're going after weightlifters, maybe football players. They all use or could use smelling salts.
Everyone could use it. Wake up in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. I could use one today, but and so we're unsure as to like where we'll end up. Maybe in all those categories, or all targeting all those segments. But right now, we're just taking a shotgun approach and seeing kind of what works.
Did you have this mindset in high school? Did you always know that you wanted to venture out and do your own thing, or did you think that you were going to be a corporate guy?
I don't know. So in high school, I had my own entrepreneurial projects.
Okay. Well, there's your answer.
Yeah, but back then I was telling people that I wanted to get into architecture and real estate.
George Costanza,
exactly.
Art Vandelay. He's in.
Oh yeah.
What does he say? He's
importer, exporter.
That was on last night. That episode. Nobody's like I'm an architect.
Yeah.
The Guggenheim.
Right.
Didn't take that long. City planner.
That's right. Yeah, he's doing bridges.
Yeah.
So they're usually done by engineers.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Yeah. When he was lying to Jerry's girlfriend at the diner. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Keep going. You wanted to be an importer, exporter. I mean, architectural designer, city planner.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I think when I was really young, I was drawing tons of like floor plans and buildings and homes and towers and cars. So I think just the idea of building something was always there.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was entrepreneurship. I just wanted to create stuff.
Okay. Were you the doodler in class? Like, were you the kid that was unfocused a little bit because you were focused on other things in life?
Well, definitely. Yeah, I don't know doodler, but
you know what I mean. Like the kid that wasn't paying attention because you're more worried about what you want to do outside of class.
Depends on the class.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. There were some classes and topics that I absolutely loved.
Yeah.
So I really liked physics and I really liked Shakespeare.
Really?
Yeah. But most other classes couldn't pay attention.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. What's a skill set that you realized you had as soon as you left school that, when you enter the real world, there's certain things that come your way that you might not think you're going to be able to handle, but oddly enough, you just handle it really well without any training. What's that one skill set that you think that came naturally to you when it came to the, I don't want to say business world or entrepreneurial world, but just, I don't know, just a life lesson that came to you extremely quickly and naturally?
That's a good question. I would say just like, not that I'm a great leader by any means, but some form of leadership.
You know how to get a point across.
Yeah, and like get people together and excited about an idea.
Yeah.
Just like organizing people to work together on something.
Okay.
Similar to sports. Like if your team's down, like can you motivate your hockey team to, push a little bit harder in the final few minutes or come up with a plan to beat the team. So, I don't know if I have a really good answer for that, but I was just always good at like working with other people to accomplish a shared mission.
Yeah. Do you think the key to that is, I think you said maybe you didn't, but excitement? One thing I always like to do with the people that come to work here is promote excitement, promote opportunity, promote things that could happen if we do this. You get people's, not emotions involved, but you get people's sense is involved of, okay, look, we might have McKinnon come on the podcast. Let's work towards this so then it can happen. You like set goals for other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I would say, I think what you're kind of describing is, can I get people to share my vision?
Exactly. Yeah. But that's hard to do for some people because getting a point across or sharing a vision, not a lot of us share the same vision.
Especially when you can't totally put into words yourself. So yeah, I think the answer to that is yes. Like, I'm often rewriting my goals and revisualizing my goals and trying to communicate that with my team members on a fairly regular basis, and it's probably annoying for them to constantly go over this what seems like the same thing. But what I'm trying to do is just iterate and perfect that destination that we're trying to get to.
Were your parents entrepreneurs?
No. Well,
are they?
So my mom's a piano teacher.
No way.
So which is kind of entrepreneurial, I guess. And my dad, who's out of the picture, was he did a lot of different things, but a builder. So he built ships, was a airplane mechanic, car mechanic.
No way.
And built homes. So, definitely a builder.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably where my passion for building came from at a young age.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, building homes is a lot different than building meals, but in the same sense, I guess it comes back to, to creating something.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so, yeah, down the road, I just want to be like buying, building, growing companies.
Yeah.
I think that's, there's just so much room for creativity and growth there versus a local business or real estate or something that has much tighter parameters.
Do you find it challenging right now in a world where you can't really leave the Atlantic bubble, that it's kind of affecting your company? Like, if you were able to go to New Brunswick or Toronto or Vancouver right now for a week to explore different business opportunities, you could be, in a different seat right now. Do you find that challenging, or do you find it almost helpful that everyone's locked in and you can share your product with everyone because they're not going to leave?
I don't think it's hindered me in any way. I've just spent a lot more time finding interesting podcasts or clubhouse rooms or accounts on Twitter that I may not have found otherwise if I wasn't kind of itching for new sources of excitement and creativity and inspiration. That being said, whenever I go to a big city, I'm just like so incredibly energized.
Oh yeah, there's an energy.
Yeah. So I definitely miss that, and I can't wait to travel again.
I don't think there's any downfall of traveling to explore new business. One, if you fail, whatever, it's unfortunate, but at least someone else in another part of the world is recognizing your brand, recognizing you as a person, and it's another connection in another part of the world. That's one thing I really miss about this part of the company is, like right now, what is it? Is it Atlantic's time, provincial time for hockey? It would be. So like right now there'd be provincials, there'd be Atlantics all over the country, and tons of things, there. And we'd be there 100% filming, doing podcasts. And don't get me wrong, it would be great, but at the same time you got to think everyone's going through the exact same thing that we're going through of not being able to leave and do certain things. So I guess it all brings it back to perspective. But the traveling aspect, you remember at the beginning of the podcast we're talking about like excitement, a new goal, a new something just keeps you going as an entrepreneur. The traveling aspect, that's that same excitement, a new goal, a new relationship, a new business opportunity. That's one thing that keeps me going for sure.
Yeah, I think you just have to, like, when you're not able to travel, and that was a big part of your business. You just have to get creative and figure out like new things to do. There was an Instagram account that I found the other day called Terminators Hockey, based out of Vancouver.
What is it? Terminators Hockey?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty hilarious.
So what do they do?
They cover rec league.
Oh, like beer league?
They cover beer league.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it's guys tripping over the blue line, taking terrible slap shots that barely make it to the net.
Yeah.
Goalies, way out of position, and they just make fun of them the whole time.
Love it.
So you could go to the BMO and check out the C League or B League or whatever, my league, and just.
Oh, you play at the BMO? Do you?
Yeah, Sunday nights.
There you go.
4-game winning streak after bringing the Simone salts to the bench. Just saying.
It's a what do they call it? Superstition.
Yeah,
the boys need it now.
Oh yeah, hockey players are really superstitious.
100%. No, that's why the smelling salts is a great it's a great business opportunity for athletes, because it's not even hockey players, just athletes in general are very superstitious.
Yep.
So it could be good.
But maybe you have to spin up something like that. But you'll be back on the streets here soon, right?
I hope so. Yeah. I don't know. I hope. When you say like the trying new thing, like don't get me wrong, I love the trying new things, but sometimes I feel like it could fail. Like we've done a couple things that, not that I wouldn't say haven't worked, but like I find I force it too much if I try new things. Like, okay, we're sitting here for a week, we haven't done anything. What the hell are we gonna do next? And you can end up making decisions that aren't good for the company just because you're almost bored.
Right.
So sometimes I find I can,
But think
you know what
about
I mean?
yeah, but think about Jimmy Fallon and those types of shows where they're trying new bits every week.
I guess
They're
so.
trying
Yeah.
new games to engage their guests and their audience. So you could have something that's revolving, something new, and then when something sticks, then you keep doing it and ditch the ones that don't work.
Yeah.
Now I don't know how much effort that is, so it might not work out for you. But if you could have different segments that you're trying on a regular basis, and just to find one that resonates with people.
I'm trying, like right now we're almost at the point with the company where I need to be a little bit better at managing the people that are around me rather than trying to do everything myself. Not trust issues, but just a little bit better at
Delegating?
maybe delegating, maybe just direction. You know, we have a guy right now named Jeff, and he goes to where does Jeff go to school? Ryerson. So I'll say, you know, Jeff, okay, we need this video edited, and we need his name to pop up on the bottom, but we need the name to be in blue ink. And then there needs to be like a fade out song. I won't say all of that to him. I'll just be like, hey, look, we need a name to be popped up, and that's it. And then he'll give me the video, and I'll be mad at him, but I should be mad at myself because I didn't give him better direction because I'm so focused on replying to 4 emails right now. You know what I mean? So it's almost like my time and my direction needs to be a little bit better to allow people to help grow the company rather than me just do every single problem. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean all too well. So,
Yeah,
like, my only recommendation there would be to document your process. So when you need a video like that, you can send him a template. It's like, we need the font in blue ink. It needs to be bottom left corner. It needs to be this long. It needs to be fade out. And all these types of videos need to follow this document that's in Google Drive that
so it's
you
like
can reference.
make a document, send it to him, or send it to any. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like build a checklist for
a
everything.
checklist. I like that.
Yeah, build a checklist for everything that you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a really good book called The Checklist Manifesto. It was talking about the medical community. I think it was a doctor. I won't get into it, but it applies to business.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I can't think of some of these guys. Like, you know, I'm not saying, look at Jeff Bezos, the guy that created Amazon. I don't say everyone knows who that is, but managing that many people at the very beginning, 'cause obviously now he probably doesn't run it now, but at the very beginning, having a staff of 20, 30, 40, I don't know, 100 people, I couldn't imagine how to spend your time in the morning from, 8 a.m. to noon, what you have to be able to accomplish, and then noon to 5 o'clock. If, some people's brains are creative in the morning, some people get rid of the emails in the morning, but I just couldn't imagine managing that many people and getting a company like that off the ground.
Yeah.
It's another brain like that you and I maybe couldn't fathom. It's odd.
Yeah.
It's freakish.
Yeah, no, it is. No,
but it's necessary.
Yeah, no, I have no idea what that would look like building a company of that size.
Well, yeah, I mean,
imagine being like hyper organized, having amazing people around you, having tons of funding to hire me.
Yeah, funding too.
Yeah, so
yeah,
but that's Bezos.
Is that one thing that you look for? Not funding, but just like, if you want to grow a company, sometimes you need other people's money. Or do you like, okay, no, I'm going to earn my own money and then build off that? Because there's something about owing other people money that can ruin a company.
Yeah, no, we've always been bootstrapped in anything that I've done.
Yeah.
I see the value in money, in funding, external funding. Maybe if I wanted to be in 10 locations with Sauté, or I wanted to be global with Billy's, or then I would, if I had something that was working really, really well, and just wanted to light it on fire and move way faster, then I would go seek funding, knowing that I could pay that off, or knowing that it would greatly benefit me.
Yeah.
Whether it's debt or if it's equity. Certainly not opposed to it because I see the value, but that lender would have to be a very strategic partner.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just go to the bank. That being said, if I wanted to buy a business, which I think would be a great way to grow, going to the bank would be a great option.
Do you think you're good at assessing risk within Sauté? And also, could you give me an example of assessing risk within Sauté?
Yeah, so I'm pretty risk averse, despite being an entrepreneur. So I think I'm I'm not risky enough when I'm looking at an idea. Like I have to know that it's going to pay off.
Yeah.
So an example. Yeah, I don't know. Like I typically just reach out to people, whether it's via email or Instagram, and get a sense of how many people are willing to pay me money for, or pay the company money for an idea before ever launching it. And I'll often look at other companies that are doing the exact same thing in similar size markets and get a sense of how well they're doing. And if I feel as though they're successful and I know that my customers are willing to pay for the service, then I'll launch it.
Yeah.
And I won't spend that much money on, say, photography or website development or any upfront significant capital costs. I'll just launch a minimum kind of viable or lovable product and build from there.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm answering your question.
No, a little bit. Yeah.
That's kind of how I think about things, just like 1 foot in rather than diving in all at once.
Yeah.
And it's usually backed by some level of research and
it seems like you do a lot of research, though. You say some level. It seems like you're a big research guy.
I'm not compared to some other people that I not work with, but hang out with from a know and hang out with in a professional setting.
Yeah.
Who are I guess I do a decent amount.
Yeah.
But I never want to be bogged down, or I never want that research to really slow me down. So yes, I'm doing it, but I'm also still working on the idea to some extent.
One thing that you said I thought was cool about the competition and assessing yourself and trying to be different from the competition. I think of our company a lot. Everyone and their grandmother has a podcast these days, and everyone has a camera. Everyone can live stream a game. Everyone can have a podcast. Anyone can sell a sweater. Everyone can do exactly what we're doing right now. But I work my ass off to separate myself from everyone else that's doing it. What's something that you do in order to separate yourself from people that are also selling the products that you're selling?
Wow, that's a good question. So like talking to our customers has always been the easiest, most effective thing to do. So simply figuring out what they want next and just giving that to them.
Yeah.
I work pretty hard. I think like every entrepreneur does, but putting in long hours and doing lots of there's the word again, research and reading as to what's going to come up next.
Yeah.
I think the best answer to that is just that I'm really looking at what other people are doing in bigger markets, like smarter people than I. What are they doing, and what can I steal from them?
Would you say you're a visual learner? Like, do you have to see someone make mistakes in order to not do that, or do you have to read about it in a newspaper and go, okay, I'm going to implement that?
No, even if someone has made a mistake, I don't think that it's a reason to not try that idea yourself, because that idea could have failed for a number of reasons that were out of that founder's control.
Okay.
But I mean, if the idea is failing across the board, then that's a good indicator. So for me, I'm definitely visual. I need to see that business from top to bottom. Oftentimes I'll download I probably shouldn't be sharing this, but I'll download a prospectus on a company, and get a sense of, which is like their overview, their financials, every tool that they're using, get a sense of how they're working from the back end, and try and apply some of those things to my business, even though it might not be a total competitor. So there's lots of businesses for sale out there, and that's where these prospective docs come from. And they're private and confidential and all that.
Yeah.
But you can get a sense of how some pretty large companies operate and how they're doing and what investments have paid off where. Yeah. And so you can learn from that and apply it to your own company.
I'm a big visual learner. I love watching other people and seeing what they're doing, and not like tweaking things a little bit. It's like, okay, that plan is working. I'm going to take that for myself and adjust it to my style. I don't think that's stealing. At the end of the day, were you the first guy to start
No, of course.
a restaurant where it's prepackaged food and to sell it? Absolutely not. Was I the first guy to have a podcast and live stream and sell clothing? Absolutely not. But there's so much inspiration out there that you can take and tweak and adjust to make it your own. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, absolutely not. And a lot of these other podcasts are sharing how they've grown. Like the Gary Vaynerchuk content plan is just record hour-long segments, then chop that up into a million different pieces and distribute it across as many platforms as you can, and then repost that and distribute it as far and wide as you can. He's a great example of someone who took his playbook and then shared it with everyone, and for free. And I don't think anyone that has started a company in San Francisco and has done well would be frustrated by someone in Halifax taking different ideas from their business and applying it. I'd be pretty honored if someone did that with Sauté.
Yeah.
Even locally, like I don't want tons of competition, but if I'm inspiring other entrepreneurs to go off and start their own companies, then that's amazing.
I love one thing that Gary Vee preaches is perspective about happiness. And at the very like when I was Justin's age coming out of high school, I thought you needed to be a millionaire, have a Ferrari, live in a mansion in order to be happy. And it's interesting, as you get older, you learn what makes you happy and I guess successful. In my mind, I'm successful. I have my own business. I got a house. I wake up every day and do what I want. Am I rich? By no means am I rich, but I wake up every day and get to work my own goals and try to succeed and try to inspire others like Justin and other people that are within the company. It's like that's what makes me happy. And one thing Gary always preaches is perspective of your happiness and knowing that on the other side where the guy's driving the Ferrari and he's in the mansion, yeah, sure, it would be nice. Don't get me wrong, I'd love that too. But is that guy just as happy as I am? I don't know. That guy's got to pay a lot of taxes. That guy has a lot of people reaching in his pocket looking for some money. That guy has a lot of issues with his employees. There's things in life that you can downsize and be just as happy as a guy like that. And that's one thing I think from, I don't know, I'm 29 now. From the age I was 25 to now, I've really learned about happiness and running a company is you don't have to have you don't got to be Apple, Google, you don't got to be these big companies. You just got to wake up every day and be happy with what you're doing. And I think that's my key to longevity with this company is just perspective. I'm just happy. I wake up every day and I get to, we had Sportsnet on this morning. I'm here drinking my coffee. I'm talking to Justin. I don't have a boss breathing down my neck. I don't have anything, I have to reply to that I'm in trouble for with anything. It's just it's a nice life. And if you can create that surrounding for yourself, I think that's key to longevity within a business. Is just creating a surrounding of yourself that you wake up every day happy.
Yeah, I don't
that's
think,
for me though.
I don't think many people can say that. So kudos to you. Like finding happiness and finding a career that you love is hard to come by. It's certainly possible, and you have to probably take a lot of risks to get there. I'm sure you did.
You don't have to be an entrepreneur to be happy though. I've worked at a bank. I've been a landscaper, and there's people that wake up every day and they love cutting grass. They love taking weeds out of the grass, and they love it. I'm not saying do what I'm doing, but it's just finding that happiness that, I don't know, makes it all worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's just like having freedom, which is basically... Yeah, like what you just said. You get to hang out with who you want to hang out with and work when you want, and you have your own house. And like for me, it's just, freedom. And that comes in part from finances, being able to make enough money to live the life that you want. But it's not all about money. Like I would say,
absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Just for me, it's just being able to have that freedom and have a business that kind of covers my cost of living.
Advice to your younger self. Let's say you're 19 years old. What do you say to yourself right now?
Travel more. Travel earlier. I didn't travel enough when I was that age. I did a good job of this, but I would say reach out to and find more mentors and people that are inspiring in fields that I want to learn more about. Develop a really healthy reading habit. Every major leap I've made has come from a lot of learning, reading, and listening. So
audiobooks,
even whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'd stick with those.
Those are 3 good tips.
Yeah. I don't know if those are helpful for anyone, but that's what I would.
They're helpful for me. I don't read that much, but I'll try to read more if you say so.
I don't read that much either. I read a lot of business articles and read a lot of perspective docs, and listen to a lot of books. But to sit me down and read a hardcover from front to back is pretty difficult. So I don't want to make it seem as if I'm a big reader. Just always reading something in a different form.
Another aspect of why I like to travel is because you have time to sit down and listen to a podcast. Yeah. Like I'll admit, I rarely listen to a podcast or read a book, but when I'm traveling and I got to sit there for 3 hours, that to me is when I can soak up some knowledge. Because when I'm here, I'm just focused on this.
Yeah. Oftentimes I'll go for a drive and just to listen to a podcast, or go for a really long walk just to listen to a podcast. Yeah. Because it's hard to fit in when you're, I don't know, around the house doing work or whatever the case is.
What are you doing? How much time are we at, Justin?
46 minutes.
What are you doing the rest of the day?
I actually don't have any meetings today.
No way. What's today? Tuesday?
No, it's Wednesday.
Wednesday? You got nothing to do on a Wednesday?
No, it's amazing. Yesterday was
what? St. Patrick's Day. Oh, is today a holiday?
Well, it's not a holiday. Is it? No.
Are you supposed to be in school right now?
No, it's March break.
Oh, is it? Okay, sorry.
That's not why I don't have any meetings.
Okay.
Yeah, just boozing all day.
Okay.
Just
boozing all day. Your teeth are all green. Just drinking green beer all day.
Yeah, exactly. No, so Sauté is launching this much bigger website soon, and it's a ton of work for me to get that out the door.
Okay.
So I'll be working on that. We also have a ton of people that's on the Sauté side of things. And then with Billy's, I have a bunch of people to send product to.
Nice. So that's a good feeling.
So I'm going to be hand bombing a bunch of envelopes with smelling salts.
I love it. That's
kind of weird, but
and you know what another thing that's great is that for your business with Sauté, you know how to ship product out. So how much did that come in handy with now shipping smelling salts out? You know,
it's different.
It is.
It's
different. It's different. Okay, in what way?
Well, Sauté is all local delivery, so we use local couriers, and now we use Scanway to deliver everything. With this, it's all Canada Post or FedEx.
Do you have one of these, like the printing label things?
I have one. I don't know where it is.
Well, how are you going to ship the things out then?
Bring them to the post office. And
no, Will, you can't do that. You got to buy one of these, and they print it out for you.
I have one. I just can't find it.
So that's what you're doing today. You're looking for that.
I'm looking for that today.
And then what you do is you print it, you put it on here, and then you bring it to Canada Post, and they look at you with a smile because they don't have to ask any questions. It's already there for you. All right, there you go.
Yep.
Another thing you should do is look at getting, if you're going to ship with Canada Post, get a Canada Post business card. They allow you to have, I don't know.
Shopify gives you 30 some odd % off.
Is it?
Yeah, so that's what I have. So like within the back end, I can just print the label, whatever it's called.
Okay.
And it comes with a 30% discount.
30% off.
So with Sauté, I negotiated a 70% discount with FedEx to ship food across the province.
How in the hell did you do that? I'm paying full price with Canada Post.
Give them a call.
That's the thing. Who's your website with? I'm with Squarespace. Can I switch Shopify to my Squarespace website?
You could have your front end as Squarespace and your back end to Shopify, but I just switch everything to Shopify.
I'm paying like $400 a year for Squarespace to have everything on there.
Yeah.
What's Shopify saying?
Maybe a little bit more actually, just a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, shipping costs are crazy. Like to ship something to Dartmouth, like a sweater to Dartmouth, is $16, but to ship something to Toronto, it was like $17.
Right. Exactly.
It's just like how do you come up with those margins?
Yeah. So if I ship like a 5-pound package or 10-pound package, it costs me $15. Anywhere in Nova Scotia,
which is kind of crazy.
Well,
we do like if we have if it's within a 30-minute drive of this place, we'll just deliver it ourselves, take the delivery fee, and then just put it towards gas on my own car.
Yeah,
it's like that's how you do it. But if it's in Truro, if it's in Windsor, Toronto, anywhere else in Canada, obviously we're gonna ship it. But I like doing the local delivery too because you get to know who your customers are. Like you said, what's one thing that you're doing to separate yourself from the competition? It's like talking to our customers. I love going up to a door with a sweater. Some guy that lives out in Sackville, I have no idea who he is, knocking on the door. Hey John, how you doing? How'd you hear of High Button Sports? Here's your sweater. That personal one-on-one connection makes a huge difference. Huge difference. And those are the people that are going to be with you for the next 20 years because you sat there for 10 minutes, had that conversation with them, thanked them, and got to know them a little bit.
Yeah.
I love that that element of it too.
Yeah, that's how we started, just delivering meals ourselves on the streets.
Did you?
And
You just
it was a grind.
Yeah, of course.
It has to be. So I don't get that anymore, but I know what you mean. It's super valuable to get to know your customers. Like, who are they? Why do they like your service? What problems do they have? What else could you offer to make their lives easier?
Yeah.
You get all of that from one quick 1 minute interaction.
You said for Billy's Smelling Salts, you're still trying to figure out who your demographic is. Who's your demographic for Sauté? Is it
It's like 20. So
professional?
Yeah, young professionals. Our audience, the people who buy from us, are largely female, like 70%.
70% female?
Yep. But that's not necessarily who's consuming. Like, they might be buying for
their
family.
boyfriend or for the husband. Like, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Could be.
What about the age?
25 to 34, and then there's a gap. It goes up. The second segment is like 55 plus.
Really?
Yeah.
So there's a gap between like 30 and 40 or 50 right there.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of clients with dependents.
Okay.
Because we don't have great family meal options.
Yeah.
And
so like bulk is what you mean, like
or
the KFC family pack kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe not fried chicken,
well,
but
fried chicken's good.
Yeah. So, and we don't have a lot of like kid-friendly options.
Yeah.
Something we need to change, but there's a gap in our segment there.
I wonder what that gap is from.
I think it's people having kids at that age.
Yeah, but why would they? Does that mean they're cooking? Like if they're not ordering from you from the ages of 35 to 50, you mean they're cooking from home? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they're cooking from home, or they're using another like meal kit delivery service.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that we don't have customers with kids. We have plenty, but it is an underserved audience for us.
Yeah.
I
would have thought the opposite. I would have thought the people that just had a new kid, have no time to cook. That's what I would have thought.
We sell a ton of meals to people with newborns. For a short duration. Yeah. Oftentimes people are buying gifts for those people though. So it's not like those people are signing up saying, I really need this help. Usually it's a friend who's saying, hey, this person needs help for a short period of time. Can I send them 30, 40 meals?
That's nice.
Yeah, it is really nice. And the same goes for people in the hospital.
I was going to ask, that's my next question.
We get so many calls and so many emails of someone, and like it's a regular thing.
Yeah.
So we have this really nice gift page where you can choose a card, write a message, choose how many meals and snacks and smoothies you want, and send it, or just send the meals, or send a credit to them.
I was in the hospital once for 2 nights, and after eating the food for 2 days,
yeah,
I could like a home cooked meal would have been so nice.
Yeah, I've been trying to get in the hospital for years.
Oh, they won't let you?
No.
Yeah, because they're selling their own food.
Yeah, exactly. They have a big contract with Airmark, or one of the big companies.
What about like airplanes, like airline food? Is that a market? I'm just trying to. I just want to get to know it.
No, it's. I actually don't know too much about that. But partly because I could never, like, prior to working with Scanway, I would never have been able to service a market that big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is that a goal of yours? Is to get to a market that big?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like, the sky's the limit right now, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely. Well, with the way grocery stores and everything are moving.
Yeah.
It's like that prepackaged stuff. That's the way to go. No one has time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, grocery items will come. Far more items on the website. Like that's what I'm working on today. Seeing how much stuff I can get on the website and make it make sense for our partner to make it and deliver it.
Awesome. Well, man, thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate it. I gained a lot of. I might be an investor here. I feel like I know your business inside and out now. I can help.
Yeah.
We got tons of space. We'll set up a kitchen down here. We'll get something going. I can start sautéing mushrooms.
Oh my God.
We'll do something.
Okay, you cover the mushrooms. We'll take everything else.
I'm not whatever. But last minute of the podcast is yours. So if you want to give some advice to some young kids, if you want to say hi to the parents, if you want to say hi to your employees, if you want to, the floor is yours, man. It's your podcast.
Oh wow,
now.
Yeah. So hi, Mom. I haven't seen my mom in 6 months, so I can't wait for the restrictions to be lifted.
Where's she at?
In Moncton.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to Kat, number one employee at Sauté. She's been absolutely crushing it.
What a name.
Yeah, Katya. Yeah. Kat for short. What else? Yeah, follow us at Trysaute, TRYSAUTE, on Instagram. Always doing giveaways there. Check out Shop Billy's for smelling salts.
If you want to hold it up for the camera, you can.
Here's a little sample pack here.
Actually, go to camera 3, Dresden, and then you just go like that. So then, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Wrap up there.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for coming on, Will. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Everyone listening, thank you very much for tuning in. Wednesday, hump day. Have fun. Enjoy the rest of the week. Work hard, and we're out. Peace.